Hey, this is Josh from the Hauntapolooza PODCASt. I got the gang here. I got Danielle, I got Jimmy, I got Jessica hiding in the corner. So let's introduce everybody.
Hi, I'm Scott. I'm the intro guy. I float down the stairs.
Oh, and you?
I'm Evil Granny, Rhiannon.
I'm Frank, her husband, and I work in the hallway.
Oh, he's eating his eyeball.
I'm just licking it.
What does it taste like?
An eyeball.
It's like chicken, I'll let you lick the tip.
Ooh. And who's this fellow over here?
I'm Zach. I'm the farting clown, Spooky Dookie.
I stood next to the guy and goes, "Babe, I'm terrified." I said, "Of what, sweetheart?" This guy climbed the wall. He had his hands up on the wall and he was just like holding on like this. I said, "You gonna come down and play?" And nope, he wouldn't come down until I walked away. But this guy had to be twice my size, and I'm 6'3". This guy was just like towered over me, and he then came to the floor. I got behind him, and he was on the floor in the fetal position.
Size does not matter when it comes to people being scared.
No.
Yeah, I noticed that. I've seen big people drop to their knees. Then you see like the little leprechauns trying to be...
Christ, I had a girl with a doll. She was like half my size. She made me spill my coffee and run.
Question, did she work for the haunt, or did she go through the haunt?
Well, that's a good question.
So in the 6 years we've been open, one customer has terrified everybody.
Really?
She comes through and pays for her doll to go through.
This was a
And when you scare her, she goes, holds the doll like this and just walks
Really?
by.
It's like she's holding a cross and we're all vampires.
Yeah.
wow.
She'll come to
Still
my
had a
room and
doll.
at this point I'm like, go! You don't even get the rules. Go away!
Bye-bye.
This girl's doll made a honking sound, so when she was like, "Do you want to play with my doll?" I said, "Yeah." And then, so I was like, I took off running. Then when I went around the corner, another doll, right in my face. So I dropped my coffee twice.
I'm taking you to
She's at
Dunkin'.
13th world, I think.
13th world.
I'm taking you to Dunkin'. Get my coffee back.
This time I wanted a colada.
Everybody has that trademark, like you.
it.
You're the one that sticks out in my mind, 'cause that's the first thing we see.
You gotta float down the stairs. And everybody asks the same question. How do you do it? Well, you can do a lot of things when you're dead. That's always my response. They still, no, you slide down the railing, you do this, you do that. No one do it.
Well, and then there's Frank's trademark. There's no mistaking that.
Oh,
There's nobody saying, "How do you do that?"
No, because I'll end up going like that. And I'll take it and I put it back in. And since it's been since I was 7 years old, I'll put it upside down. So now it's looking off this way. And I explain I need a donation. I need a right one, not a left one. And they'll say, "Why?" I said, "Because this is what happens." And they're looking and I'm like, I don't realize it. When I first do this, it's uncomfortable. You can feel it. After 3 hours of doing this, you have no clue. I leave here like that, my eyes are like, and Zach and somebody say, "Frankie, you know your eyes upside down?" I have no clue. No clue.
I googly eyes again.
That's so funny.
Then I'll sit there and I'll spin it around and everything. And what you take for granted, just really freaks people out.
Yeah, no, I remember when we came through this year, and we went through the hallway you were in, and this one right here was almost puking. Like, just couldn't handle it. She can't handle much, but
I would have let her lick the tip. I'm not shy.
I think you said that, and I said, lick the tip.
He did say that.
The funniest part about his eyeball story is that we got in trouble because people were, like, they said people were complaining about it. And nobody did. Because when they told him that he couldn't, for one night, more people complained that he didn't take his eye out than said that he didn't.
No.
And they told him, no, you need to go back to doing what you're doing because that's what people come here for, is they come for that aspect and they know you're going to do it, but they're still weirded out by it.
When you see people come around the corner and they're like, look, it's gonna.
You know, and I said the same thing. Like, when we hit the corner and I'm like, oh yeah, the guy's gonna take his eyeball out. This guy's gonna take his eyeball out.
And then if it don't happen, that one night it didn't happen, there was so many people disappointed. I'm like,
That's what
and I actually went and I said, "Are you disappointed?" And he's like, "Yeah." This guy came through with like 8-10 people with him. He spent his fair share of money. I said, let him know. You're disappointed. And within the first like half hour, they got swamped with people that all came to the front. Says, we came to see this and we didn't see it. And the kids that came through, they wanted to see it. They went and they told my wife, says, make sure you tell them, tomorrow night, back to the same thing. I don't care what they say. He's gonna do the same thing over.
If it worked, why change it? If it works.
Well,
glad that
because
you're able
one
to embrace
person
it.
turned around and complained and said that it was offensive.
Well,
And you know what I say about that?
beat a dick.
Yeah, that too.
The only people,
I don't know, I've eaten his eyes, so you know.
I think the only people that complained about me have been the actors.
I don't care.
One night I didn't show up because I had my kids. And I got told, nobody else can do your job. You need to show up. Because nobody else does what I do. They don't get into people's faces. They're more held, reserved. Like you said, they're not standout people. And they're like, I won't do it. Frank will tell you. He said, if I have to do your room, I'm going home. I'm not going to do it.
We've all been here since day one. And if Scott doesn't show up, or there's a thought that he's not going to be here, I hide. I'm in fear. Because I'm like, no, I get my full way. I do not want to be here. I do not. It's something of, I can sit back, watch, I'm entertained. There's some things in life you're just not made to do. I'm me. I'm not Scott.
Don't
Scott
get him
ain't
in that
Scott.
chair, because he'll fall asleep.
I will look like a prop. I've offered for the autopsy table. I'm like, put me there. I'll take it. I can pull my eye in every now and then. I'll just go to sleep.
I'll sleep with my eye open.
If he leaves his eye in, that's what happens.
But
And you're like, are you up? What? Nope, you're out.
that's the thing. Is in a haunt, you gotta get in people's heads. And me, I keep account every year of how many people I scared. Last year I scared 194 people from my room. They paid $20 to walk up a flight of stairs and then ran back down them. But anytime they go outside and they come running down the stairs and they're terrified, I'll come back out and I'll be like, all right, they couldn't make it. Who's next? And it'll just amp me up more. And the people behind them will be like, no, I don't want to do this. No, nope, I'm not going up the stairs. No, you go first.
Who's gonna be
But that's it. It's when they see them people run out, they're like, is it really that scary? You want to find out?
How many of them people in that line said, no, they were just actors. They had no
My favorite things are the knockouts. Now I have 3 knockouts that I had from working here. One of the knockouts was, yes, I was acting like a mannequin, and the dude was like, oh, look, I'm falling like a mannequin. And I'm like, whoa! I said, they're real, aren't they? He went, boom! On his back. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, take me on a date first. Let's go. But then there was another knockout where this girl comes in, she had on nice white leggings. She's walking through and then she's shaking. All of a sudden she goes, oh my God, what? Big brown stain started going right in the back of her pants and down. I just stopped, I took my mask off and I said, get out. Get out. I called for the manager, I said, where's the spray? I was like, I'm not cleaning it, get out. The third one was in here this year. A girl literally squatted down just like this and just pissed. She was like, get the fuck away from me. I said, what's the matter? And she goes, this is the matter. Big puddle underneath them. I'm like, somebody needs to get in here and clean this shit up. I said, I'm sick and tired of this shit. I was like, why me?
I ain't cleaning up nobody else's fucking
But
piss
no,
no more.
whenever I first started here, I mean, they were here day 1, but whenever I first started here, I was...
Yeah, you came in
I
on year
came
2.
in on year 2, so I've been here for 5 years.
I want to say, Zach is a dedicated employee.
All
This
right.
is what impressed me most.
I could come in, I was bigger than this, I was almost 500 pounds. I came in, no costume was gonna fit me, at all. He told me, man just said, all right, here. I'm like, why is he giving me these 2 orange light up dildos to go and wave people in. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to act. I came from Spooky World, Terror in Rhode Island. I was like, I'm here to act. I go outside, I'm pissed. Next day, I went to the Halloween store and I grabbed this big clown outfit. Biggest one, paid right out of my pocket. I came in and I said, can I wear this and can I act? He was like, yeah, go right ahead. I was like, all right, thank you. Paid over $80 for this thing out of my pocket that I don't even have, just so I can scare people. And I was like, all right, now I'm acting, so let's do this.
Well, that brings me to my next question. It was going to be, what kind of dedication does it take in your life outside of the job? You know, and that's a good point. You guys probably have.
But that's it. It's like
So many
if
different
you're
lifestyles.
into it, you're into it. Like me, I sometimes like my knees. I have bad circulation, so like I have a cane that I paid. It was like $20, but it's money. They don't reimburse you for it here.
Right.
It's not like they're gonna go, oh, we're gonna give you the money back. If you're dedicated and into it, and you buy the props, you buy them for you because you know you're gonna use them. You're effective with them. One of the girls that works here, she literally wears like a Care Bear mask on the back of her head and does like creepy makeup on the front, and she'll stand there backwards and just turn around like this, and you don't see it coming. You think she's gonna jump at you, and no, she's just two-faced.
But no, it's a great way to actually bring out your frustrations outside in your life. But once I come here,
That's a legal way of doing
on
it. What are you
weekends,
talking about?
on weekends, I'm nice. Trust me, I'm nice. I'm not him. I'm nice. But it's nice to yell at people because I hate people. Outside, I don't like people. So it's good to scare them and be like, hey, haha, now I can do this to you, but don't be an ass and try and knock me out or something, because I'm going to take care of you.
That's it. Spooky Dookie's gonna
Yes.
take
All right.
Is this how you became the Foughton
This is
Clown?
how I became the fucking clown.
All right, that was the next question I was gonna ask.
Lactose intolerance for one.
So, on purpose,
on purpose.
there was this old man at Spooky World that told me he was working there. He was my manager. His name was Joe. He worked there. He says, if you can't scare him, he's like, make him laugh. So I would take some. So I was purposely. I can act it out for you.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
So I would purposely go and have Taco Bell or something before work. I'll be like, I'm gonna fuck with somebody tonight. I'm gonna shit on them. Right? I'm like, so I'm sitting there and I'll let one rip out. I'll be like, and then I'll yell and I'll be like, Spooky Dookie! I got some ghost spots for you. Do you see it? And I'll waft it to him and everything.
That's a good point. To be out there having a cigarette, all of a sudden you hear this, you're like, can you take my whole way?
Once I seen his cigarette go flying out of his mouth, I'm like, yep, I did my job right. That's how Spooky Dookie came into play.
Spooky Dookie.
This year when he tells me, he says, Frank, somebody pissed in my room. So no, that's my buddy Tim's room. He was just filling in. I'm in the hallway. He says, look. I'm like, no. I grab my flashlight and I'm like, oh my God, there's a puddle on the wall like this. So explain that to Tim after. What happened? Go in, he's cleaning it up, he's got spray and everything. Tim comes in the next day, I'm like, you're gonna need this. Did somebody piss all over your wall last night?
Oh my God.
But that's it, you have them dedicated people like us. We'll hang here after work for like 2-3 hours, and it's literally what we call it. It's haunt therapy.
Yep.
Because you can take out your frustrations on people, and it's not offensive, it's not mean, it's not being
What are you talking about?
it's
That's not mean.
you don't have to be mean. I'm just saying, like, you can just like unleash and you get all that frustration out on other people, and they pay for it.
And it's just part of the show.
They're glutton for punishment, and people feed into it, and some people are, you have the people that come in that are drunk or whatever, and like us, they're like, we'll scream out bloody bits is like for our code word for if we know somebody's gonna come in. We have like some people that are overly touchy-feely, drunk, whatever,
Yeah.
And we'll say that, and then we'll have one of the people walk through with that group. But it's like the same thing. So you have haunt therapy. People come in to be terrified or entertained. So either you make them laugh or you make them cry. And if you can do both, do both. You're a superstar. If you can't do both, do one or the other. If you can't do either one of them, don't
don't
work in
belong
a
here.
haunt.
Get the fuck out.
That's it. That's the door.
Don't let it kick you in the ass.
The only thing I get a good laugh out of is that one guy that came through. I don't know if that was the last day or what. Said he kicked somebody.
Yeah, he almost kicked our Matt, who was in this room right behind you. He was this guy was already just being super obnoxious.
And you wanna have
I
somebody's
told him and I told Rhiannon, and I said I know he's gonna come through, and I was waiting, and I seen him come through here, and the kid was sitting on the floor, and he crawls on the floor, and the guy went to kick, and I literally grabbed his leg like this, and I said, you keep your fucking feet on the ground. And there's people like that. They come through and they ruin it for other people.
Yep.
But like I said, this is a physical job where people will try to hit you, they'll push you, they'll whatever. Some people apologize, and some people just turn into that gangster mode where they're like, oh, I'm a G. I don't care. Be what you want to be. You're gonna be dead if you keep it up. I'm a real man! That's it.
That one guy that came through and he went and he almost kicked him. They're telling me as he's coming through, Dak goes, we're gonna follow him. The same night the girl pissed on his floor. Dak said, come on. And this guy, he was still kind of like, had an attitude, but you could tell every time he turned around, like, okay, there's an actor behind me. I'm trying to get, there's another actor behind me. By the time he left, he was kind of screwed. There was a bunch of actors. Every time he looked back, there was somebody else in makeup behind him.
That's one thing that they don't realize. As much as we bust on each other and, you know,
You
riff
may
and
not get
everything
along
else.
with everybody, but
If
you
one of
protect
us
it.
gets hurt by somebody, we all have each other's back.
Yeah.
We are a psychotic family.
Now, I'm not a supervisor, I'm not security, nothing. But if I see that she's in trouble, anybody else is in trouble, of course I'm gonna follow them because that's my family. You know what I mean?
Spooky Dookie's house.
Yeah, this is Spooky Dookie's house.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
this-
get it right, it's Granny's house.
it's Granny's house, but you know, Spooky Dookie shares it sometimes.
Spooky Dookie.
Nobody likes that bathroom after I go.
No.
Once the clown goes to the bathroom, that's it. Nobody can use it for the rest of the night.
Like Dak said, he's nobody, and I tell everybody, see, I'm nobody either, but I sleep with the boss, don't worry about it. I get away with murder that way.
That's awesome.
I don't pay attention to what days I gotta work, what hours I gotta work. I come in here when my wife says, time to go to work. We got work today? Yep. So what time? She'll lie to me, tell me an hour earlier. So make sure I show up on time.
And
And then I'm here and I'm like, grab my phone, look at the website. Okay, we're open till this time. Because I have no clue. I'm like, I'm here till the end.
But there's always them handful of people like us. Guarantee you guys work at a haunt. You just hang out afterwards for a while, and you just like everybody else, you're winding down. You're just hanging out, cracking jokes, sharing stories about the night. Like I had,
Definitely on how many kills that we got that night.
I think my favorite for this season had to be a kid came through and he was like, I think he had Down syndrome, but he was the nicest kid ever, cool. He was like super funny, and he was like talking to me, and every time I went near him, he's like, no, back up, nope, stay away. I'm like this, I'm like, high five. No. And he went to go there, I went to bite his hand, and he goes, no, back, stay. And I was just crawling, I just play into it, and everybody was having a good time, and he was like the most interactive person in the whole group, and I just vibe into it, and it's one of the things you have to do. You have to find the people that enjoy it, and you don't only focus on that person. If that person's terrified, you focus on the person next to them, and you scare that person. You have to get everybody, and that's my line, is I'll tell everybody, you come into my room, you might not be afraid, but when you leave, you're gonna be laughing or crying, but it's gonna be one of the two.
When we first opened up, and you were a tour guide, how many times did I get you when I worked in the cave?
Oh, a few.
A few.
We'll go with a few.
A few. I used to have you jumping, almost whacking your head on the steel studs.
A few.
So when
find
you,
that, sorry, in the haunt, do you guys play off of each other's roles at all, or you just kind of have your own
That's
thing?
it. You have the 3 rules, and some people, they'll take it to the extreme, and then other people, well, it's like one of them things. You have to play off of the other characters. You can't do the whole thing by yourself. If you can, you freaking He-Man. Knock yourself out. But you have to play it off of everybody. Everybody's part of the storyline. You might not have a storyline, but if you can make one with the people that you work with,
Yeah.
awesome.
That's
I
the
notice
one
it seems like
thing-
it comes together.
Well,
not
it's
just-
like, you know how I'll tell someone if they're in the room next to me, I'll say, okay, you scare this person. I said, and I'm gonna scare them again, but they're gonna be focused on you and not know that I'm there. And then I just sit there and I yell, ha! Distraction! And they're just like, you bastard. You bastard.
That's it. You have that one person
Well-
that stops them, and then the other person is somewhere creeping around.
But that's the thing, like when we had, when I was in the cave all the time, like Granny's has always been my character that I've played since day one. And everybody through the haunt, like every other room, like watch out for Granny, watch out for Granny. And they hit my room, and somebody would come up behind them, say, watch out for Granny, she's gonna get you. And I would play dead on one of the beds in there. And they would turn around and try to like creep by, and I'd jump up and I'd go after them. It's like, here's Granny. Guess what? I think I want your eye and I want your leg. But by the way, the blondes always go first. And they're like, what? How can you tell the color of my hair? I'm like, I'm dead. What do you expect? You blondie here now. And they just run.
I like the little lady I ran into this year. I go through, I take my eye out, and I'm like, she's walking, I'm like, I'll let you lick it. So just a tip. She looks at me and she goes, I'm like, you know something? Every year these kids go through and they see me and they're like, oh, what the fuck? And the first thing I ask is, you kiss your mother with that mouth? They say, yes, I want to meet your mother. I told the little lady, I said, you know, those kids do that every year. And I looked at her and I smiled, I said, I think I met their mother, huh? I have entertained a lot of women, from old to young, and it's disturbing.
Yeah, but what happened when our niece came through this year?
She comes through and I'm like, little girl, you want some candy? And I'm following her down the hallway. And all of a sudden she turns around and she says, real serious, she says, that's not nice. That really ain't right for you to say that. My buddy Timmy's in the other room, he's like, Frank, and only she is, I bet you, I never heard anybody give that reaction to you. It's 'cause they say that girl's my daughter, that's why.
That's it. You gotta find people that play off the actors to the best of your ability, is have witty comebacks to what people say. Because people will always say stuff to you, and they'll try to get to you, they'll get under your skin, oh, they'll just play along. Those are the best people. They play along with you, and then they almost like feed into your character and just make you want to do it more and more and more and more.
I know, when we go through haunts, I try to be the smart, like just to play into it, because I find myself that when you go through a haunt, actors are trying to do their thing, and some people in today's world don't get as scared as easy as back in the day, but I figure make it fun. Just talk a little trash, nothing too bad, but then I notice when I do that, the actors kind of get happy about it, and then they just start
Well, there's
doing their
always like
thing.
the girl that's sitting down screaming, help me, she's gonna get me, or something like that. And we'll say, who's gonna get you? And sometimes they play off of it and they make a story out of it. Sometimes
know,
they just stick to it.
A lot of the times when a couple of the girls used to do that, and they'd say, Granny's gonna get you! And then they forget it. Mercedes. That,
Mercedes was the scream queen. That
oh yeah. Blow my eardrums out at least 3 times a season.
Like our music plays, it has to play over everything in the haunt. And my door slams shut. I could be outside and I'll hear that through the wall. It was just a blood curdling scream, and it was like, no one else can mimic that scream. And
I've been multiple nights.
And I've been to a lot of haunts, and I've yet to find somebody that screams
We
like
had
a
a screamer
747.
recently. It was
Just
bad.
like high pitched.
on the hayride thing.
Oh yeah, that
I started
hayride.
screaming right in my fucking ear.
It was a little girl too, wasn't?
Well, this girl could make your ears itch, but you didn't have to be near her.
Yeah, you can be on
the
that
cave,
wall.
The cave is all the way over on that side, and you could be all the way over here, and you would hear her, and it would send chills down your spine.
Knowing that it's coming.
And I'm like, I can time it. Of any time of screams.
That used to be the priceless thing of certain actors that were return actors, and they got placed in certain spots. And I could be in my hallway, and I could be talking to another actor. There's nobody coming through, nothing. And all of a sudden you'll hear somebody yell or something at the other end. You know where the person is, where the next person's coming down. And whatever that kid's name was. Steel plate is it.
Oh, Daniel?
Daniel. I'm like, this dude's crazy. When we first met him, I'm like, this kid is not right. They hired him, and I'm like, he came in with like a Hogan's Hero helmet on. And I'm like, something ain't right with him. Come to find out, poor kid does have a steel plate this head, and he does have some issues. They put him in a room, and you would hear this kid go off. When you heard him yell, shit, somebody's coming through. Pretty much dead on, I could go and time that. And then you found a couple times, that some bitch was screaming for no reason.
No, you know what it was? I'd be doing my walkthrough to make sure everybody was alright if they needed to go pee or anything. And I'd hit his room, and he'd go to do it. And he'd realize it's me. And I'm like, no, don't stop. I want to make sure your ass is on point every time. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. This is why I blend in, and I go in, and they're like, why? I'm like, I don't want Wally
What does
Gathers.
she only have on this year? A moo and a wig. She didn't have makeup on. She had an old lady moo on and a wig.
You look like the grandma
And
from
she
the
just
visit.
scared people. No makeup at all.
The girl from the ring coming out of the well. Because this is what I see coming down the hallway. And I'm like, oh, that's scary. The moo that I'm going to sleep next to, that could be scary. Take it to work. Don't bring that home.
All right, before we end this, is there anything you want to say? Any other crazy stories? Anything that?
Oh, we can go on for hours.
Yeah,
Say it. You hear all our stories and then you go back and edit all the junk out after.
I know. We're like, yeah, but just story time with Factory of Terror.
Just give us the rules.
The rules.
Yeah, no, you gotta act it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So this is the part I don't get to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every time you come into my room, it's always the same thing. Which is my room is where he's standing against that door. As you come in, when you come in, you have to wait by the fireplace. There's 3 rules in my house. Rule number 1: you don't touch us, we don't touch you. We're not that kind of fun house. Rule number 2: no cell phones. I don't want you calling for help. I already have enough evidence. Rule number 3: no flashlights. I know who's afraid of the dark. I see the fear. I am the fear. Every year, it's the same thing. People never see that shit coming. And she's been through. Every year, it's the same thing.
And it's like people in the hallway. There's not like a good screamer come through.
You know,
And
it's
that's
just
just-
And those
expensive.
Yeah, I'm saying, it's like, I focused on her, and she, you didn't know it, and
Yeah.
but that's the
like a
thing.
split
Thought I dodged it.
I knew it was coming. I knew.
You could just
And you
feel it.
picked the right person to do it.
Yeah.
Too.
Thing is, this is what we live for.
That's
You know,
it. It's the
we're,
adrenaline.
we're motorheads, but if you walk in my house, it's motorcycles and Halloween all year round. I have,
With
you
the people
know,
with the black Christmas tree. Yeah.
yes, black Christmas tree, my cats are black, my dogs are black, everything's Halloween themed or motorcycle themed. You know, and black and orange, Halloween and motorcycle, why not?
Yeah, you get the best of all the worlds you'd enjoy.
Exactly.
And a
Everybody
beautiful
has,
wife to go with it.
Oh,
There you go.
exactly.
everyone has, they said, what's your worst fear? And I said, well, whenever I move from a haunted house to a haunted house, I create a family here, and then I have to worry about creating another family here and how that's going to work out. And coming from where I came from, Spooky World, and having that family
You guys are
there.
being plugged there for Spooky World.
And coming here, I didn't know what to expect, but everyone came together with open arms. And I was like, I'm this big dude, how is this gonna happen? And things, open arms.
Thing is, we don't care what the hell you look
They don't care what you look like
what
or
you do
nothing.
for a job besides this.
He was just so
You're
quiet.
in it for the long run, and that's all that matters.
I can only say one thing, guaranteed for a fact, that if you've worked at this location, the first person, actor that you have talked to, because I will literally sit down at the table and be like, what are you doing here? What's your name? Where do you come from? Why do you scare people? And I'll just randomly start a conversation just to see how they react.
And the first time I saw you, I told you to go fuck yourself.
Smacked me right in the back right in the back. He smacked me right in the back. He said, "What's up, big guy?" Hi. I'm Zach.
You could be having the worst day where you just want to reach out and touch somebody. And I come in and he just goes, and you can't help, but you gotta laugh sooner or later.
Nothing comes out of this person's mouth but laughter and funniness. Like, no matter what he does, he can just be saying hi and you just fucking laugh. Every time I think about this guy, I have to fucking laugh because I'm like, this motherfucker. Talking about
Well, actually, when I leave here tonight, I'm gonna be thinking about him and you, especially the. Yeah.
I just hope his pants are on, man.
I have the
Spooky Dookie. We need.
Well, I have the this thing where I don't like wearing belts. I just keep pulling my pants up, and my pants always fall. Always fall. I just stand there. I'm like, oh shit. the
That's that
customer's
original
coming
price
through,
tag.
Here we go. I'm like, here we go. And then outside, I don't care. I just walk around. I'm like, I don't care. We hang out outside for like a couple hours, and after we all freaking are all done, no voice, no nothing, freezing our asses off, bullshitting.
But that's what I could say about me and Zach is 100%. Me and him is like agree on one thing. Is when you come to a haunt, it has to be interactive. That's why I do what I do. Is I'll get in her face, I'll scare her, and I'll get you. And as soon as you come around the corner, I'll slam on the wall to get the person in the back who's not afraid. You have to make it interactive and entertaining for people to like it. If not, it's just going to be the same boring haunt that you don't want to go to or waste your money on.
And that brings me back to, if you do not scare them, you make them laugh, because they are still getting entertained. And that's why I'm glad.
It seems like you have to read people a lot, right on the drop of a dime.
That's it. If you can read people, this is the job for you.
Yeah, this person.
If you're distorted anyway.
And you can read the customers. This person's not gonna get scared, this person's gonna get scared. All right, if this person's not gonna get scared, what can I do to make this person laugh? You know what I mean? At least they're still getting something out of it.
And if all else fails, you just shit your pants.
Don't got nothing. Get it ready. Load her up. Where's my burrito?
Where is my half a gallon of milk?
Oh, that too. I'm lactose intolerant, and I'll drink a half a gallon of milk before I come to work.
No,
my
you won't
God.
drink it. You won't fucking chug it. Within 5 minutes of us opening, you're ripping ass. And you're like, no, I'm like,
Hey, wait,
I need to go
didn't we
outside.
smell a fart when we came in here?
Yeah.
And we were blaming each other for it. I'm like, oh shit, they.
That could have been
Tim.
over.
So,
It's all him.
Spooky Dookie.
well, Spooky Dookie over here came into my room at the end of this season, and he went to do that. I said, if you fart in my room, I'm kicking your ass down the stairs. I was like, 'cause I don't want to smell that. I'm in a confined space all night long.
Entertainment!
That's it, though.
We used to have other
Come to a
employees.
haunted house and get shit on. Yeah.
There was 2 rooms, one on each side of my hallway, and there was this kid, Austin, would come through, and I don't know what
Crop
this
dust.
kid eat. And he said, "Right, Dust."
And he'll be dressed up as Michael Myers, just walking, and just walking like this. He'll be like, "Oh my God, Austin, what the fuck?"
And they like, don't go to my hallway. You want to come out? Tell me. I just got this one. I got that one. Feel free. Don't screw me in my hallway. My mouth's open. I can taste that.
Yeah, right? The particles get stuck on your eye when you put it in your mouth. My eye tastes like shit.
What color eye you want? I said I need a blue one. I said I had a brown one before. I can see the shit out of it. They said, did you swallow it? I said I didn't swallow it. You know what I'd be looking at? Looking for that thing for a while? I'd be walking around with a baggie.
All right, well, I want to thank you guys for taking the time and talking with us. And I can't wait for next season. Thank you guys again.
No problem.
No problem, thank you.
Thank you.